Hello and welcome to your weekly show 31 Minutes. This is Basant El Gayar from AUCTV Studios. Ensuring the well-being of the entire AUC community is a core mission to our Medical Service Center. Today we're going to discuss the current projects and challenges facing the clinic with our guest, Dr. Mohammed Amin, Director of Medical Services. But let's begin now with our correspondence stories. The countdown to the annual Student Union elections has begun. Let's know more updates with our reporter Hussein Al-Mu'taz.
Every year, AUC student body go to choose the one going to represent and serve them by voting in the Student Union elections. Yusuf Abdel Qadir, the current chair of Political Representation Committee in the current Student Union, has decided to run for the elections among Lamis Salem, the current Senator of Business Administration, choosing the word altering perception to be their campaign slogan.
الفكرة كلها ان انا شايف الستودنت يونيون عنده امباكت رهيب، وشايف ان هو كده في ليفلز احنا ممكن نوصلها بوتنشال عالي جدا ان احنا نعمل حاجات كتيرة قوي. وانا شايف ان ماي بيرسوناليتي ماي ابروتش مع الادمنستريشن ومع الستودنتس ومع كل ستيك هولدرز هي اكتر ابروتش جابت اوتبوت، هي اكتر ابروتش جابت اكشنز يعني تانجبل. فانا شايف ان حاجه زي كده ما ينفعش ان انا اسيبها زي ما هي، لا طالما عندي فرصه ان انا ابقى في بوزيشن اكبر، طالما عندي فرصه ان انا اوسع الامباكت بتاعي اوسعه.
From the other side, current Student Union Academic Affairs Committee Chairperson Mohammed Al-Fiqi has chosen to compete for the president's vacancy alongside with مشروع خير President Salma Ihab with a campaign slogan include, innovate, impact.
Including and innovating دول أهم كلمتين عندنا when it comes to السلوجن، لأن دول اللي هيليدوا الإمباكت. And therefore بتتوصل إن our campaign, the whole campaign is built on including, innovating and making an impact. this is our slogan and أهم حاجة بالنسبة لنا is the people at the end of the day. لأن if we do not include the people we wouldn't know how to innovate and therefore مش هنعرف نعمل impact للناس دي منتظرة إن شاء الله.
Already في التيم بتاعنا في شخص who is an expert when it comes to كل ما هو ليه علاقة بالستودنت يونيون، عنده كل الاكسبيرينسز اللي أي حد محتاجها في الستودنت يونيون، لأن هو كان كل حاجة في يونيون من أول ممبر لحد تشير، فهو عدى بكل الاكسبيرينسز دي. فأي حاجة ليها information ليه علاقة بالستودنت يونيون ككيان وكمؤسسة الحمد لله دي حاجة فيقي عارفها. بس أنا being someone from outside the union مخلي إن أنا عندي perspective حد من برا اليونيون، فعندي فكرة أوضح الناس شايفة اليونيون إزاي، ليه اليونيون مش بيوصل للناس فكرتها إيه عن اليونيون.
Abdel Qadir has revealed that development will be the core of his campaign, showing that the main role of the student union is to make an impact on each and every student in their entire lives. He has also added that communication channels between students and the union will be enhanced.
ولكن انا ايه الادج بتاعي في حاجه زي كده؟ تكنولوجي بوات سنس؟ ان مثلا في اسبكت زي سيرف مثلا، انا بالنسبه لي تكنولوجي is the easiest way to know the person in front of you, to know the student هو عايز ايه في الحاجات دي. فايم ويلينج ان شاء الله انا ولميس ان احنا نinvest greatly in technological infrastructure، وده هيساعدنا في كل الاليمنتس whether representation services او entertainment.
Al-Fiqi's plan will be based on need approach. He mentions that he'll build a sustainable system to meet all students' demands and needs in the future.
already الانفراستراكشر اتحط، لازم ان احنا نبتدي نبيلد اون ذس انفراستراكشر، نبيلد عليه باكسبوجر، نبتدي نبوست الاديوكيشن اوتسايد اوف ذا كلاس روم مش بس جوه الكلاس روم وخلاص، لان such exposure is needed among years of education جوه الجامعه وكمان ما بعد الجامعه، given ان احنا نحاول نهوست international competitions، given ان احنا نحاول نexpand ونعمل conferences، ان احنا نحاول نزود من community based learning approaches، نبتدي نزود من vocational education and corporate scholarships as well.
What will be new this year that voting is going to be electronic, where students will cast their vote normally in the elections gate but through a smart tablet. The high level of competition triggers each candidate to do the best in order to meet students' demands, where are to represent, serve, and entertain. From AUCTV, Hussein Al-Mu'taz.
Disability is a stage that may hinder many people, but can be the reason behind the success of others. Lele Mora has more to say.
There are no limits to what you can accomplish except the limits you place on your thinking.
I'd like to start off by saying that I faced many obstacles in my life.
Magdi was born with a disability called cerebral palsy, which is a condition that affects both cognition and physical ability.
Of course, I faced a lot of obstacles in my life's path. The first obstacle was that the doctors themselves said that I would never be able to read, write, or speak, and that I have an IQ of below 50, and that my life like this is over, and I shouldn't seek to be any type of person in my life.
At the age of 2, he was able to differentiate between colors and signs, and that's why his parents insisted on integrating him in the educational system. Magdi graduated from school with high honors and joined AUC.
Just before leaving the school, I was given an award from Cambridge University for Egyptian student who overcame the most to achieve his goals in 2008. And that award made me see life completely different. University life is quite different than school.
He decided not only to major in CMA, his passion, but also to join student activities, including the Student Union, Inaccess, and Helm, among many others.
Magdi, he inspires me. As a human being, he inspires me. Like, he's someone that not only overcomes obstacles in his life, but, you know, he thrives. And he has an extremely positive attitude, which I really appreciate in anyone, but especially if you see that someone maybe is experiencing more challenges than many of us do in life, and yet they still maintain this really positive attitude consistently. It really inspires me.
Well, I have a lot of respect for Magdi, and I think that all the students have a lot of respect for Magdi too. He is inspirational. He does overcome his disability, and as I said, to the point where you don't even notice he has a disability. So obviously he would be an inspiration to anyone.
Since his graduation, he was able to accomplish several achievements that other people were not able to do in a lifetime. He starred in a movie that won an international award, and he is currently working as a media specialist and a motivational speaker.
We want to spread a certain message and hope that it affects your hearts and that it changes your perception and your perspective on a lot of things in life. And this is what I'm here to talk to you about.
In Magdi's life, every new day comes with strength and new thoughts. Lele Mora, AUCTV.
Student Siraj Amatori receives a fully funded scholarship to pursue his graduate studies at Stanford University. More in the upcoming report.
I'm Siraj Amatori. I'm a student from Lebanon here at the American University in Cairo. I'm double majoring in political science, Middle East politics, and multimedia journalism. I've recently been awarded the Knight Hennessy Scholarship at Stanford University, and it's such an honor that I still can't get over. But of course, being accepted into a scholars program as important and as competitive as Knight Hennessy doesn't come in an easy way. It comes from years of hard work, and the achievements or the challenges that I decided to go through before in my life are the things that led me to this point, to which I'm very grateful. But also, to get that scholarship, I had to do things in school, back in Lebanon, back in high school, and those would range. They weren't really in social sciences, like I'm working right now. They were more in biomedical engineering fields. I worked on 2 projects, one for the elderly and it's mainly in nursing, and the other is for people with kidney failure. Or people who need to do renal dialysis. At AUC, I've recently worked on 2 human rights themed films. Human rights, you will find human rights in most of the things I do because this is my utmost and most important passion. It's what I claim that I live for, and I hope to be true to my claims. But of course, coming here to AUC also was not an easy thing. I could have never afforded either Stanford or AUC. So I'm honored that I'm here studying in my last semester under a program called Tomorrow's Leaders, full scholarship. It's funded by the U.S. Department of State, and I owe a lot of this success and any successes to come in the future to the group of people, the hardworking women in the Tomorrow's Leaders office. They're so inspiring and motivating all of the time. One thing that's very important is not to be intimidated, because it's so easy to be intimidated by a school like Stanford. It's ranked second in the world. Anyone would think, why would I make it there? A scholarship, I told you, it's the largest, it will be the largest fully endowed scholarship in the world. It's also very intimidating. And I'm so grateful that I was intimidated, but I didn't let it get to me, and that I finished the application and I went to the interview. And that's very, very, very important, because if I didn't do that, all of this amazing experience that I can't digest until this very day, all of this amazingness would only be a what-if question in the future.
He has been an essential contributor to AUC community for more than 35 years and known for the development of the university's computing infrastructure. More about Professor Sammy Acaba in the upcoming report with Mahar Rais.
I started with a clean slate. There is no good services, and there are potentials of usage of IT and networking in the university because people are hungry for that. At that time, internet was rising. Everything was centered around the www and the use of computers for interaction between people across the world. And I was lucky because at that time the university wasn't having any platforms for this kind of things. So that's how I loved the thing. And loving the thing, when you love your work, you excel, number one, and you earn trust from others. And I was lucky because the president was trusting me. And when I say to my students, look, I'm not a bag of information. I'm not your instructor. I am your liaison. You can refute whatever I'm saying because I know that you can refute, simply because of the fact that under your thumb you can Google anything I say and verify that I'm right or wrong. And when you start to be critical to your instructor, you will be able to be critical to everything later. I'm being remembered. Of course, I don't remember him or her when I meet her, but when they say, "Oh, we took a course with you in 1996 or 2001 or 2000," it gives me a great pleasure, honestly, because it seems that I have made a difference. And that's an important thing.
With a cost of almost $8 billion, the new Suez Canal encompasses various national projects that operate foreign income for Egypt. More details with our correspondent Shrihan Al-Azzazi.
Located on the main trade route between Europe and Asia, the new Suez Canal encompasses various national projects that operate foreign income for Egypt. One of these projects is the fish farming and aquaculture company in Ismailia.
عندنا دلوقتي أحواض 4140 حوض سمك كلهم جاهزين زراعين أو جاهزين للزراعة. المرحلة اللي احنا واقفين فيها دي دلوقتي هي المرحلة الأولى اللي زارعين فيها الدنيس والقاروص واللوت والحنشان والجمبري اللي هي أسماك الماء المالح. المرحلة الثانية إن شاء الله احنا بدأنا نزرع دلوقتي أسماك البلطي النيلي العادي والبلطي الأحمر اللي هو برضه بينزرع في الماء المالحة.
The site of the fish ponds is on the banks of the canal, and the water supply comes from it through special water pumps.
بدلات اللي هي بتحقن الأكسجين في المية علشان السمك، طبعا عشان السمك. دي بتشتغل بالكهرباء وكل حوض فيه 3 بدلات مبدولة.
حضرتك احنا بنحجز على السمك عشان السمك ما يعديش لقدام، خدت بالك؟ والسمك دون يعني ملوش راح. السمك دون بيجي لنا هو 10 جرام. حضرتك بنفضل لما نكبره يعني السمك ده بقاله سنة ونص.
Fish farmers are highly trained to increase the productivity and profitability of the fish ponds.
بإذن الرحمن الرحيم عندنا يعني أمل كبير إن احنا نغطي الفجوة في إنتاج البلطي إن شاء الله، يعني هننزل الأسعار ونساعد بإذن الرحمن الرحيم في سد الفجوة اللي هي بين الاستيراد وإنتاجنا سواء كان من البحيرات أو من المزارع السمكية.
Fish farming today is covering 75% of Egypt's total fish production. This project is meant to produce fish strains in line with international standards. Shrihan Al-Azzazi, AUCTV, Ismailia.
Stay tuned for our interview with Director of Medical Services, Dr. Mohammed Amin, after the break. Our guest today is Dr. Mohammed Amin, the Director of AUC Clinic. Hello, Dr. Mohammed. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. It's an honor to me to be with you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let me start with the recent information about the insurance. It came to our knowledge that the insurance now is mandatory on students and staff. Can you talk to us more about the insurance?
The medical insurance almost always mandatory for the staff, but from 2 years ago we developed a policy. I worked with the Dean of Student. At the time was the Vice President for Student and the PA, the Parent Association President and her assistant. And we talked about we should have insurance for the student. We started this mandatory insurance 2 years ago.
And what does this insurance cover?
The insurance covers the emergency, the sport casualty, and the day-to-day examination, all the medical investigations, if X-ray or lab, and also covers the operation, the first class room in all of the first class hospital in Egypt, up to the ceiling. The ceiling is 100,000 Egyptian pounds, which is good.
Okay, and there's a card the students are supposed to have for this. Can you talk to us about how the students could get the card, and because it's added already on the fees? So how can they acquire the card?
Yes, the card we can get it through the office of Dean of Student with Sarah Sahir. And I think we will do today an orientation for this type of insurance. And I think most of the students already received this message. I hope a lot of students attend the lectures of the awareness about how to use the card, how to get the card, what is available, what is not available. Sometimes, usually the insurance doesn't cover the cosmetics, doesn't cover the vitamins, but all of the students should know their rights.
And who is the service provider of this insurance?
The service provider is Libano Swiss insurance, medical insurance company, and it is managed by GlobeMed. We tested this insurance company last year, and unfortunately one of the students had a serious disease, and the ceiling at that time was 50,000, but with the work with the insurance, with the support of the Dean of Student, it reaches, for this student, we covered him until 500,000 Egyptian pounds.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, and we heard about the new nutritionist who's now available on campus. Can you tell us more about the details on this and what made you take this initiative?
I initiated a new committee in the university 1 year ago called UHAC, University Health Advisory Committee, which is the aim of this committee to increase the health awareness throughout the campus. Mainly we target the student and all other members of the university. One of the demand is how the student or how the adolescent eat well. Because if you develop obesity at a young age, usually to lose weight is very, very difficult. So you should know how to eat and what's the healthy food you should eat in the morning, in the evening. So for that, we asked the administration that we will add clinic nutritional nutritional clinic at the clinic, and they approve it, and we are in the process to bring a body mass index machine, and we have Dr. Randa Reda. She's one of the eminent professors in Ain Shams University, which is specialized in the clinical nutrition. We started the clinic 2 weeks ago, and it will work once per week from 12 to 2 p.m.
Okay, and don't you think like it's about time that you can also initiate the idea of having healthy food on campus, since the university is already taking the step to bring the healthy environment?
Work together with the food committee, and I am also member in the food committee. We try to make some sort of healthy food map in the university from where you can get healthy food. So we are in working on this program.
And is it going to like happen anytime soon?
Yes, or maybe within maximum of the next fall. Because sometimes it takes time.
Yeah, of course. Okay, and regarding the cessation for smoking, the clinic for the anti-drugs and the anti-smoking campaign that's happening, do you see like how effective is it now?
We started also the tobacco-free committee 1.5 years, and also it was a demand between the medical service and the parent associations, because I noticed that a lot of students smoke, and also the parent noticed that, and the parent associations claimed that the university is the cause of starting their kids to smoke. I defend against the university. I said no, it is in this age, in all the universities they start to smoke with the peer pressure But we think about to make the tobacco-free clinic, and also we initiate tobacco-free committee, which is working until we made the campus free of smoking. But we are caring also for the smoker, so we have the tobacco-free clinic twice per week, and we still until now counseling for free and also replacing medicine for free.
And do students come?
يعني 1 year ago, one of the international students came and he quit. 2 of the Egyptian students came 6 months ago. They attended 2 sessions and they didn't show up. Okay. But we need to advertising and work on with the SU to bring a lot of students for this
How do you
clinic.
help them? Is it like medical things or psychological?
Mostly both, يعني psychological and medical, and we have now in the clinic some sort of any student come to the clinic even for chest infections or even for the ankle sprain or any other symptoms. We indirect ask him, are you a smoker, do you smoke? But we have a clinic in the doctor can help you to quit smoking, and it is sure confidential. And also, even if there is drug abuse, we have a rehabilitation program for the drug abuse, and all the knowledge is 100% confidential. We didn't release any information about.
But is it like in regarding to drugs, is it confidential to a certain extent, or it will always will remain confidential?
Unless there is no violation, it is confidential.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it is dangerous for the student and the others, we should inform the concerned
guardian
office. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Given the incidents that happened over the past years, how is the clinic like? What are the actions does the clinic take when there is an emergency case on campus?
Actually, we have a good response medical emergency procedures, and we tested it before, and unfortunately for the last incidents, we were in the pool within 2.5 minutes, but the problem was that the student was emerging in the water for a little bit long time. All the medical team trained on basic life support, which is through the American Heart Association. It is certified and renewed every 2 years. And actually I didn't do it every 2 years. Usually I do it every year to be up to date. Last November I did training for all my staff, the physician and the nurses, and acute cardiovascular life support, which is also certificate from the American Heart Association, valid for 2 years. We have a well-equipped ambulance, and during the tournament or even if there is a big event, we rent another ambulance from the Ministry of Health.
Okay, and
so I need to assure the community that really we have a good response of the medical in the medical emergency. All the team is trained, and most of the physicians, if they have a medical emergency, usually they come to the clinic first, and then we see if he need to go to hospital or not. So we trust the system, and we trust the team, and I hope we didn't see serious cases anymore.
Hopefully. Yeah. Okay, and what
by
are
the way,
future?
by the way, in regard to the emergency, 3 months ago, one of the students, he was a foreigner and he was a visitor. He had a cardiac attack and the cardiac arrest, and the response team started to work with him, CPR, and they transferred him to the hospital, and he regained his consciousness, and he was have some sort of acute heart attack, which is clot all the vessels of the heart, but with the follow up with the hospital, they do for him some procedures, and now he is fine. And thanks God, and it's one of the successful story in our medical emergency.
Thank God. Okay, and what are the future plans of the clinic?
The future plan, usually every year and year we do what is necessary for the community. We are the only university in Egypt have nutritional clinic and have tobacco-free clinic. In the future, we need to, like I said to you, increase the health awareness as a whole through sport activities, through nutrition, through psychological. We work close with the psychology department and with the Office of Well-being. We have a lot of plan to increase the health awareness through our students.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and being here with us.
Thank you.
I would like to thank you all for watching. Today we had Dr. Mohammed Amin, Director of AUC Clinic. This is Basant El Gayor from AUC Studios. See you next time.